Here in O'Fallon, our professional police force works tirelessly to make O'Fallon better. And their work has helped make our city one of the top places to live in America for years. In this video, we're going to visit each division within the police department, and we're going to check out some of the programs dedicated to protecting the welfare of our community. Our entire police force takes pride in serving O'Fallon, and their commitment to public safety is unwavering. To get things started, we're headed to the administration department. Much like the brain, administration works to ensure that the police department's individual divisions are working together as efficiently as possible.
Well, the senior command staff functions a lot like CEOs in a major corporation. Just like the other city departments, parks, community development, code enforcement, we all work together to make sure that we keep O'Fallon a safe and a great place to live. I think every member of the senior command staff would tell you that they feel it's an honor to work with the men and women who actually work on the road and who meet the public when they come or they call the police station. The interesting thing about O'Fallon is that we have always enjoyed a wonderful relationship with our citizens. And it's that relationship working together that helps keep us safe and make O'Fallon a great place.
If administration is the brain, the dispatch department is like the nervous system, handling every emergency call into O'Fallon, ensuring that every crime report or accident gets an appropriate response from our police department. Our staff has a challenging job ahead of them, dealing with people in need, and their professionalism and skill is a credit to their division.
The dispatch center is the communications division of the police department. It currently consists of 15 members. We dispatch for the administrative lines and also the 911 calls for the police department for the city of O'Fallon. Our trained professional staff is able to assess the needs of our callers, so we're able to determine if they need police response or fire or ambulance or any type of services that they need. We can take routine calls all day long that range from animal complaints to ordinance violations, or we can have assaults in progress and armed robberies. It just kind of depends on. Every day is different, and that's why most of us like our job. Most of us that work here, our number one priority is officer safety. We want to make sure that our men and women that come in to do this job go home in the same condition they come to work in. And that's what most of us enjoy doing, is helping people and making sure our officers stay safe.
Of course, when you imagine the police force, you picture a patrol car handing out speeding tickets. But the fact is, our traffic unit is one of the most important ways our police department keeps our citizens safe. Their presence on the roads reduces dangerous driving and traffic violations, and they're usually the first responders on the scene of an accident.
Well, the traffic unit has 5 officers currently assigned to it, and those officers focus on the problem areas within the city of O'Fallon. It's reference traffic complaints, be that speeding or parking complaints. They also handle all the accidents that come out in the city. It's very important that we keep people educated on traffic safety. So I believe that these guys out here that are doing this really have a desire to educate people, and sometimes it's, we do have to pull people over and we do have to write tickets, but it's an educational process also. If they can see us out in the subdivisions and they can see us out on the main thoroughfares, it may help them to realize, hey, I need to be conscious of my own driving. In turn, we don't know how many people, slow down or make, the appropriate defensive actions when they're driving that could save lives.
Working hand in hand with the traffic officers is our road division, handling calls from our citizens and assisting in traffic enforcement as needed. They're also responsible for preventative patrols that can stop criminal activity in its tracks. They're part of O'Fallon's frontline defense against crime, and they're always ready to help out.
We're the road division. We handle calls from citizens. We respond to their needs. We do preventive patrol with traffic enforcement. We normally are the first ones on scene. We determine what's going on, and then If we can handle it, we handle it on the road. If we cannot handle it, we'll move it into the Detective Bureau or Community Services or Business Watch if that's needed. Most officers get in this line of work, that's what they want to do. They want to go out there and make a difference. We have the ability in O'Fallon here to make a difference, and we take pride in that, and it's a personal pride. You get out there, catch criminals in the act, keep people safe.
In the Detective Bureau, our detectives work to bring closure to cases, handling details and investigations behind the scenes so our officers can keep patrolling O'Fallon streets. Our detectives' attention to detail and methodical handling of cases is just one of the many reasons O'Fallon is annually rated one of the safest cities in the country.
We follow up on what the road officers take with initial reports for anything. They'll get calls for service and they'll come back. If it's something more involved or more serious felony, they'll generally refer to the criminal investigation section. We break it down to where we have property detectives, we have fraud detectives, and we have crimes against persons detectives. Being a crimes against persons detective is really a situation where you can make a difference in the lives of some victims, because you've got some people that have had some pretty traumatic experiences and some horrible events that's happened to them. You hate to use the word closure, but you give them that sense that it's over and that they can begin the healing process, to move forward with their life. Again, 99% of the people in this community, they're hardworking, they go to work, they pay their taxes. There are some people out there that try to take advantage of them, and then we can assist in making sure that those folks aren't pestering the good folks in O'Fallon, and taking care of the problems and the events that happen.
Responsible for processing and caring for our inmates, the Confinement Division is a key component in ensuring the safety of our officers, prisoners, and citizens at large.
Basically, we're responsible for making sure our inmates are processed correctly and taking care of them while they're in our holdover facility. Every day when we come in, we make sure our inmates are taken care of as far as medication, feeding them properly, and then having them use the phone to try to get bond money. If an officer brings somebody new in, we process them in and make sure that they get processed out correctly also. Even though they're in jail, they all have personal stories, and I'm a people person, so I kind of like listening to their stories. Plus, I like helping people, and sometimes they're not bad people, they just need help,
Ever wonder where the evidence goes during an investigation? In the aptly named Evidence Division, our professional civilian staff processes the evidence inventory, stores it for later use, delivers it to the labs, and then safely disposes of it when cases are concluded. Their work is an invaluable tool in protecting the integrity of every investigation in O'Fallon, and officers can rest easy knowing that the Evidence Division has their back.
This department, the Evidence Division, takes in all the found property and the evidence that officers seize. And we maintain the chain of custody for it. If it needs to go to the lab, we take it to the lab for analysis, or if it needs to go to court and the officer's not going to take it, we take it down. Obviously, we work with the officers when they bring their evidence in, or if they need something specific done with it. Maybe they want it to go to a specific lab as opposed to the lab we normally use. And we work with records as well if they have something that we need, or if they need something for a prosecutor that we have up in evidence, we work with them as well. And it's just interesting to see, you don't realize there's a lot of paperwork involved with it, bringing in evidence. You just don't realize that, and I guess I enjoy computer work. I enjoy, doing the day-to-day things that evidence involves, working with the officers and the prosecutors, things like that. It's just something that I've enjoyed doing over the years.
Up near the front of the police station is the Records Division, handling reports and electronic files, warrants, and databases. The paperwork builds up every day, and this staff stays on top of it, assuring the smooth day-to-day operation of business in the police department.
The record sections is a very important part of the police department. They maintain our electronic files and our written records. They're important for disseminating the reports back to the public, and also to the prosecuting attorney's office, and of course for the police officers in general. They maintain thousands of reports, written reports every year. They count numbers, what we call our uniform crime reporting that we report to the FBI every year. So we have accurate numbers we can use for the police department to know where we need to send our assets, our police officers and our other units. Very critical, very critical.
A program truly dedicated to combating loss due to theft in our area businesses, the Business Watch Division seeks to protect O'Fallon's local commerce. Through foot patrols and education efforts, these officers keep O'Fallon's retail stores safer for both customers and employees alike.
Well, the Business Watch program helps people with businesses because, as we know, the residents shop and enjoy shopping locally here in the city of O'Fallon. So we try to create a safe atmosphere through training of employees at big box places and helping smaller businesses be more cognizant and aware of what's going on in their community, their parking lot, and their neighboring businesses. I'll go into an area business and do some foot patrols, get to know some of the employees, and make them aware of the Business Watch program and how we can help them. I find this work very rewarding because throughout the year, loss of inventory for stores is astronomical. Actually, through the city of O'Fallon, we can expect over $1 million worth of loss just here in the city of O'Fallon from theft. And we want to be able to quell that and keep those numbers low so that prices can drop again to reasonable prices.
Working with our youngest citizens is a pleasure for our SRO and DARE officers. At city schools, these officers provide a positive role model for children and teach informative classes that produce civic-minded youngsters who will grow up into tomorrow's leaders.
The mission of the DARE program is to help kids lead safe, responsible, drug-free lives. So again, I think it's essential that we have our officers in their schools letting the kids know, if they have problems, they can come to us, and it's just an extra safety net for them. The parents love the program. They like an officer being in the schools. I'd be out in front of the school when they arrive in the morning, and parents will roll down the windows and just say a simple thank you. Thank you for being at the schools and keep our kids safe, and that makes me feel good. I know the community is behind it and the police department's behind it, and I know myself and the other 3 DARE officers really love the program, so I can see DARE being around for a long time to come.
O'Fallon is home to some of the most beautiful parks in the region, and our rangers and animal control officers are proudly working to keep them that way. They respond to parks calls and wildlife nuisance issues, and they're happy to help recover those loose family pets as well.
The main duties of animal control, the most important is to keep the citizens of O'Fallon safe. We're also very interested in the welfare of the animals. However, we're first and foremost here for the citizens and their health. The types of calls we respond to are something simple from animals at large, and then it goes to the other end of the spectrum where someone has been bitten or there's a vicious animal. And then of course we also respond to any type of park-related issue or calls. I enjoy being an animal control officer for the city of O'Fallon. It's very fulfilling. A lot of times we can rehome certain animals, and we can also help the citizens in a wide variety of situations and make it always better for them.
As you can see, every division in our police force comes together in service of our community. Being one of the safest cities in America takes teamwork and dedication. And those are 2 things our police force has no shortage of. Thanks for joining us on this tour of O'Fallon's Police Department.